Hello, and fuck you. No, that'll do actually. A quick heads up. If you didn't grow up in Britain, large chunks of the following rant are going to be kind of lost on you. Similarly, if you're not a child of the 80s and or 90s, none of this is going to make sense. But if you are in this rather narrow demographic, I should warn you that many of your most cherished childhood memories could very well get irreparably damaged by what I'm about to say. But I was thinking about Stop It and Tidy Up the other day. You remember Stop It and Tidy Up? You know how it's fun to sort of retrospectively psychoanalyze your favourite kids' TV shows to see what fun subtext you can come up with. But it occurred to me that Stop It and Tidy Up kind of analyses itself. Because the characters are actually named after phrases parents tell their children. Stop it, tidy up, comb your hair and clean your teeth and behave and the big bad eye said no. That's not even subtext, that's laying it right out for you. Here are some personified childhood neuroses essentially fighting for land and supremacy. Voiced by Terry Wogan, and why not? The family nest was kind of similar, wasn't it? You got a problem in life, use ferociousness. Or sportiness. Or ferociousness again. It was ferociousness almost every episode. That's the Scots for you. Inspector Gadget. Now, Inspector Gadget was quite simply about technology. You need two things to sustain technology: intelligence and money. And it can't be a coincidence that Gadget's dog was called Brain and his niece was called Penny. You see, he was supposed to be sustaining them, but all along they were sustaining him. Wacky Races was about World War I, this is confirmed, and Stop the Pigeon was World War II. Stop the Jews. It all makes perfect sense when you think about it. Thomas the Tank Engine. Now, you've obviously got to have some kind of parental issues to come up with a character called the Fat Controller. Right? The Tomorrow People, immigrants, obviously. Simon and the Witch. You do not want to know what that was really about. Or Finger Mouse. Nah, completely classified is that guy's file. 5 Children and It. More like 5 Jew bankers and the President. Or the American version of that, Captain Planet. Or the Japanese version, Power Rangers. The legend of the 5 Jew bankers is retold in every culture. Thundercats was clearly about refugees. I mean, they're from Third Earth. How blatant do you have to be? Third Earth? Where's that? I don't know. Somewhere with lots of big cats. Perhaps. Transformers. Now, Transformers and My Little Pony, for that matter, were just about selling toys. No other angle there whatsoever. Horrible shows. Horrible, cynical shows. The Pokemon of their day. And again of this day, it would seem. But there you go. Same with Ninja Turtles. I know a lot of you were convinced that someone must have been really stoned when they came up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But that's just because you haven't got stoned enough to see through an obvious committee-designed product. A Frankenstein camel made from pieces of market research. You know, we've determined that little boys like ninjas and mutants, and what scored highest with little girls appears to be turtles. And teenage boys. Let's see what our crazy stoned brains can do with this information. Squidge. Teletubbies. Again, you might watch and think it's based on someone's never-ending acid trip. But again, it's just what people think babies want to see. Because all babies can see is coloured blobs getting along. It's an anti-racism message. Clearly. It's the overlapping colours, preaching tolerance from an early age. And why not? Preaching tolerance on one hand, while on the other hand, you had Dennis the Menace. And I don't mean the American one, which, as far as I can tell, was just about a small, annoying blonde child. I mean the British Dennis the Menace, the knobbly-kneed, spiky-haired, sort of Russian-looking kid. See, he had a mission. He had a game plan. His raison d'etre was to make life as difficult as possible for whom he called softies. And by the time we grow up, there's really no confusion about it. It's violent homophobia, taught and ingrained to 5 generations and counting of British children, sowing the seeds for future fag drags for generations to come. Good stuff. On that other hand, you had Dennis the Menace, but on the other hand, you had He-Man, which was clearly about one man's ability to step in and out of the closet and become a He-Man. All the gay code words were the dead giveaway. Beast Man, Man at Arms, Manny Faces, Manny Faces, Ram Man, Fisto. Fisto. Honest to God, I am not making any of these up. I had these fucking toys. Cringer. I think we can all imagine what a cringer is. Or Snout Spout. Extender. Spiker. Slinker. Faker. Rio Blast. In Rio, doesn't matter. Trapjaw. Clamp Champ. Clamp Champ. And my personal favourite, Meaty Orbs. Meaty Orbs. Fucking look it up. Banana Man. That's not a He-Man character. I'm moving away from He-Man for a while. Banana Man, right? You may think was like He-Man, a story of a dual life. And it kind of is. When Eric eats a banana, an amazing transformation occurs. He slips into a coma and enters a fantasy world. Eric is allergic to bananas. Denver, the last dinosaur. He's my friend and a whole lot more. That's more than enough said there, don't you? Asterix! Oh, Asterix. Wasn't Asterix brilliant? What did you learn from Asterix? What did you take away from the lessons of Asterix? Because from where I was sitting, it was basically drink. Drink and kill Italians. Drink what? Magic potion. Oh yeah, magic potion. I got me some of that magic potion. I got me some of my special killing juice. Gummy bears. The same with their gummy bear. Oh yeah, gummy berry juice. Something a little bit funkier in that there gummy berry juice, but the message is the same. Better living through chemistry, and so on. The gummy bears also had that rather ubiquitous use of communist propaganda masquerading as environmentalist propaganda. Whenever there's a small group, there's a group of miniature protagonists against lumbering giants. Communist propaganda, clearly. Same with the Smurfs, same with Fraggle Rock, same with the raccoons. Although the raccoons didn't exactly hide it. Oh, what's the millionaire tycoon Aardvark doing today? What's all this about? A lot of anti-capitalist propaganda in cartoons. Well, but also, let's not forget, you had Bucky O'Hare to fight on the capitalist side. Not many ways of interpreting Bucky O'Hare, other than communists are toads. But if you want a truly visionary illustration of class warfare, like Orwellian in scale, you need look no further than the trapdoor. You must remember the trapdoor. I figured it out, right? Basically, it's set in a distant post-apocalyptic future, right? In the dying myopic embers of the capitalist empire, right? Because there's 3 floors in the castle, right? On the top floor, there's this giant, incorporeal, invisible monster demanding everything and supplying nothing. And the middle has just been reduced to this one little burned out headless dude trying to feed the monster, trying to keep everything together, while also looking after the infirmed elderly and the undereducated young. And on the bottom floor, there's an endless dungeon of mutant chav beasts, raping and cannibalizing each other. And occasionally they crawl out and make life awkward and difficult for the middle floor, but never seem to disturb the top floor. And what of the trapdoor itself? The gateway from the middle world to the infinite scum dungeon. What is meant by the haunting phrase, "Don't you open that trapdoor"? Well, that is your story. A story you tell every time someone asks you what you do. for a living. Pretty sure I've lost everyone at this point. Goodbye, and fuck off. I said fuck off.